Welcome to another episode of Ask Professor V. And in this week's episode, I have 7 questions to ask thanks to subscriber Jonathan, who sent me an email. So I will start working on answering the questions right now. First question, being that you are a college math professor, it is safe to assume that math is a subject you excelled at. But what was one class that you really struggled with? Definitely, see, I already know the answer. When I was in high school, sophomore year, 10th grade, I took AP European History, and I had the most difficult time doing well in that class. By doing well, I mean getting an A. I was pretty much a straight A student, but for some reason, history and I do not vibe well. I, at the time, was just not interested in the subject at all. Now that I'm older, I really appreciate learning about history, but I found it very difficult to just read the history book, to find it interesting, to also understand the bigger picture and the concepts that linked everything, to remember the geography. So I had a rough time, and I ended up, that was AP European History. When I took the AP exam, I passed, but I got a 3, and the scores range from 1 through 5. So that was my worst class by far. And then the next year in history, I took US history, which was a little bit easier being from the United States. And then now I do enjoy traveling so much. And so when I'm able to learn about history and put it into like real perspective with the things that I see and the places that I visit, I find it more interesting and memorable. But at the time, no good. Okay, second question. A class I struggled with a lot was trig, like on the verge of failing the class. With your years of teaching experience, what class did you see students struggling the most with? So this is interesting. I don't think there's one class that stands out that students historically don't do well in, but I would say certain transitions are very difficult for students. So trig can be very tricky for students, but also I see when they next take pre-calculus, that's a very difficult course for them if they barely made it through trig, because pre-calc not only goes through all the trig material again, but it's basically a review of all of the math you've ever learned. So there's just so many topics that students have a difficult time. But in this, it's interesting too, because pre-calculus, the rigor is not as difficult as maybe some of the math that you're going to do later on in your calculus career. So sometimes students really have a hard time as well in Calc 1 when they're just first exposed to the ideas of what's a limit, how to compute limits. That's very challenging for them. And then even the differentiation techniques and things, they struggle remembering their basic algebra. So most of the students that I see that have the most amount of trouble are the ones who either took a long break in between their math classes, or they took a long break before coming back to school and pursuing math. Because if you don't keep using your math, you're going to forget it. And so some of those algebra and trig basics are forgotten when students take too long in between their math course sequence. So I would say that that's where students struggle the most. And usually by the time they're taking calculus 3, they're strong all around, so they don't struggle, even though the material in that class is very, very difficult. But usually when I teach calculus 3, they're a very solid bunch of students just because they've made it that far. So I don't think I answered your question properly, but there is not one class that stands out. I think it just really depends on the students and their situation, and kind of what they're putting into it and what their background is. Third question, if you weren't teaching, what other fields of work would interest you? I always say, if I wasn't a math professor, I would have liked to have been an anesthesiologist. I think surgery fascinates me. I don't think I necessarily want to be like hands-on in there, like a cardiovascular surgeon or something like that, but definitely like going to medical school and all of that is very appealing to me. So I think going back in time, that might have been a route that I would be willing to pursue, but I'm good. I'm happy. Question 4, are you an early bird or a night owl? I'm big time early bird. I wake up usually before my alarm. I usually get up around 5:30 in the morning, sometimes even earlier. I think today I woke up at 4:30. I'm the freshest and I have the most energy and I'm the sharpest in the morning. So I use that time to get work done. So I'll do grading. I work out every single morning. I do something. I have a spin bike that I ride at home. I take hot yoga, I go to ballet, and then also I'll prep videos for YouTube and other things. I'll write my exams, I'll do all sorts of work-related things. And then I go to work from the afternoon to the evening. And I usually fall asleep pretty early, like by 9, 10 o'clock, I'm out. So I'm not a big night owl, but if it's the weekend and I know I'm gonna have a late night, I definitely just take myself a little nap and I'm good to go. Then I can stay up later than my usual bedtime. Question 5, favorite Jim Carrey movie. I know he's most known for his comedy, but I would say my favorite movie he's been in is The Truman Show. And that one I love. I also like, what is it? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That one was good too, but I like Truman Show best. Question 6, I had to think about this for a second. Would you rather have toes for fingers or fingers for toes? So I think I'd rather have toes for fingers, because if I had fingers for toes, then I don't see how I would be able to dance. I take ballet, and I think yoga would be difficult, like finger toes. And so even though it wouldn't be cute having little toes for fingers, I think I could get by. And I remember when I was younger, I watched an episode of, I don't know if it was like Mr. Rogers or Sesame Street, and there was this girl and she didn't have arms, and she knew how to do everything so adeptly with her feet. Like she could, you know, feed herself and draw and write and do all these things. So I feel like even if I had like toes for fingers, I could get by. I could make it work. And then last question, favorite food. This one was hard. I think I'm gonna say tacos, but not just any tacos, like really good carne asada tacos, or I like al pastor, carnitas, something like really good street tacos. And my husband is Mexican. He makes excellent salsa. So that's my favorite. I think like a close second would have to be a nice steak from a steakhouse. Sorry, vegans and vegetarians. I love a good New York steak, medium rare, and then all the sides, like get the mac and cheese in there, the asparagus, maybe some cream spinach. That's pretty much my favorite. But I love a lot of foods, a lot of different foods. So that one I have to really think about. I don't know. So that's it. That was the last question. But if you liked this episode and you'd like to see more, then all I need for you all is to send in more questions. You can just email me. You can leave them in the comments down below. You can also DM me on Instagram. Whatever your favorite way of contacting me is, these episodes will come as I get questions to answer. So subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me how your day's going. This is a long holiday weekend here in the US, so I have a bunch of grading to do, but I am gonna have a little bit of extra free time, so I'm looking forward to that. If you need help with Calc 1, 2, 3, I have video lectures organized into playlists, so check out my YouTube channel. You can also catch me on Instagram and TikTok. Same handle, Math TV with Professor V. Bye guys.